I thought I had my whole life figured out. I thought I was with the person I was going to spend the rest of my life with. I knew my life path until one fateful afternoon, I sat down to do 5 minutes of journaling that turned into 3 hours. It forced me to have a brutally honest conversation with myself that caused me to make a lot of big changes in my life. If this is the first time you're seeing me, my name is Matt. I'm the Better Man Coach. I'm doing a video every day in February to get better at making videos so I can reach my mission of helping 1 million men become the best version of themselves over the next decade. Let's jump into how journaling can change your life by telling you how it changed mine. I had never journaled before because I wrote it off as some airy fairy homo shit that snowflakes do. I was going through a time where I was a little bit out of sorts and not understanding why I felt the way that I felt. I didn't feel happy a lot of the time, even though I was doing things I thought were aligned with my purpose. I'd been in a relationship for many years, and I thought that person was going to be my person. I sat down in a coffee shop, took a break from work that I thought would be a 5 minute sit down and do a little bit of typing, because I chose to type instead of write. 5 minutes turned to 15 minutes, turned to an hour, turned to 3 hours of me having the most brutally honest conversation with myself I'd ever had in my life. I ended up talking to myself in the journaling because a lot of us, especially as men, we don't have a clue where to start when we hear this journaling shit. We just go, well, we're going to talk about our feelings? Nah, not for me. Until I actually sat down and did it because I needed somebody I could trust, and who better to trust than yourself? So I wrote down everything I was feeling, everything about every part of my daily interactions, what I wanted out of life, what my life looked like at that time, and I just kept emptying and emptying and emptying as if it didn't matter what I said because I wasn't going to be judged because I was the only person I was speaking to. So if you're sitting in a space where you're feeling stuck, frustrated, unsure about where your life is supposed to be, this is probably the best bit of advice I can possibly give you because it was one of the most impactful things I ever did for my life. And it was a bit of advice that I got from the partner that I'm with now. She was a friend of mine and understood and saw through the bullshit that was a shaky, vibrating, full of energy, bodybuilding, full out Matt that thought he was only focused on business and bodybuilding. And she asked if I'd ever journaled, and I was like, nah, not for me. Took the advice to sit down with myself and run through everything. And by the end of those 3 hours, I had complete clarity on a couple of things. One, the person that I was in my relationship with, while they were wonderful, they were not aligned with the future I pictured for myself, and my future wasn't aligned with the future that she saw for herself. So it was not fair on her or me to continue with that relationship. A lot of us, especially in Ireland, will just truck on and get on with it because it's what you're supposed to do. You've been together for years, there's a plan, blah, blah, blah. I arranged to have a very difficult conversation with this person to go for a walk, lay it all on the line, and tell her exactly how I felt. And it was one of the hardest conversations I've ever had. None of us wants to hurt somebody that we care about, but it needed to be done for me to start doing the growth that was required for me to become the man that I can be proud of. Still not there because there's more work to always do, but following that, I got into doing breath work, doing meditation, following up with therapy, which I hadn't done for years. Still more therapy to be done. That's its own story. The therapy's never finished, and it's not that there's always something wrong with you, but there's always something to work a little bit deeper on. After doing all of that, clearing everything aside, ending that relationship and diving into my own personal development, it's very hard for me to say that journaling is not a useful tool. But this is where our next video is going to become really important. You should not journal every day, and I'm not going to tell you about it until the next video because I want you to watch the next one. We're trying to grow this channel and get more people watching, but I also think telling you how wonderful it is to journal, I want that to sit in and settle into your mind with this video rather than telling you why you shouldn't journal every single day. Stay strong, stay sharp, keep moving forward, and I'll see you in the next video.